Thanks for joining us now. In our first story, the Upper East Regional Security Council has put all border security on high alert following a police wireless message indicating possible attacks on Ghanaian communities in that region and other parts of northern Ghana by Burkinabe bandits. The wireless message indicates that the bandits are suspected to be in possession of military weapons and may already have infiltrated some yet-to-be-identified areas and plan an attack. Upper East Regional Minister Stephen Yakubu says the security is on high alert. He's also encouraging citizens to report any suspicious strangers in their communities. Joining us live with more is Regional Minister Stephen Yakubu for more. What's the cause of these threats, Mr. Yakubu?
Hello?
Right, welcome to News Desk, sir. What's the cause of these threats?
Well, this threat has always been something that we are very carefully looking at because of the threats or what's happening in neighboring countries. And we are always on high alert because we are basically at the border areas. So it's not something new. It's just that the intelligence that we are getting, as you have indicated, is making us really being very high alert on these issues. But there are issues that, as Upper Easterners, we are always careful and we are always on high alert just to make sure that nothing comes through our borders.
There was a recent terror attack in Burkina Faso, and we know that that country has been known to be a victim of these attacks in the past. Could these threats be linked?
So far, no. As I said, here everything is calm. We're all going about our normal duties, and nothing is happening here. Only that we are very high alert to make sure that nothing untoward happens in the region.
I was asking, sir, if the threats we received are linked to these attacks, so that are these from the same cell group that performed this terror attack? Are they a related group? Do they want to foment terror in Ghana? Do we know if the root causes are linked in any way to the terror attacks in Burkina Faso?
These are, security issues, and I don't think that I want to discuss them on phone with you. All what I can tell you is that we are on very high alert, and as I've told you, we are always on high alert because of what is happening in Burkina Faso, as you just mentioned. But I'm not ready to discuss any details of security with you because that in itself is also a threat to the region.
What does this mean for the we are on high alert? What does it mean for the residents? Because as you know, and you know this more than I do, that some of these communities literally live on both sides of the border. Some persons live on one side, work on the other. Some persons have family members on the other side. And so telling Ghanaians and Burkinabe apart may even be difficult for the most seasoned professionals. So what is being done differently?
Well, what we are telling our citizens of the region is to be very aware of anyone that comes in. If there's a family member who is coming in that we know, yes, we know what he's coming to do. But if there's any other visitor that is coming in that we don't know, then we have to report this person to the security services so that we are aware of the person in the country and then monitor the person's movement and then to see whether the person is a threat to the country or not. So we have employed all our citizens to be very, very vigilant. Anybody who is coming to stay in the region, either in a hotel or with friends, we have to monitor them and see exactly what they're doing. I'm through this your medium asking all our Upper Easterners to be very careful and to report such cases to the security agencies.
Now, in some cases, the locals are sympathetic to the cause of criminals, so that, for instance, when you go to illegal mining or galamsey communities, some of these locals shield and protect the criminals, knowing that they support the local economy. Are we making any contingencies for the cases where citizens may not want to report these criminals?
Well, no. Citizens do report criminals. It depends on the way we we engage them. And we are engaging our citizens. We are telling them the importance of reporting these criminals to us. And as you can see and you can hear, Upper East now is a different Upper East because people are listening to us, our citizens are listening to us, and they are doing the right thing, reporting people. And then we are arresting these very people that we think that, are getting people sleepless now. So that's exactly what we're doing, and we are continuing to plea on our citizens to do just that as we go through this period.
Have you received any reports so far?
I can't discuss that with you. Thank you.
Right.
The security issues, and I don't want to talk about it.
Beyond asking citizens to report, what is being done? I'm asking this because the intelligence wireless that we saw indicated that some of these persons may already be in the system, meaning that we may need these reports, if indeed they've come, sooner than later. If they do not come, what's
the mere fact that the wireless message is saying this, don't you think that it's good because we are actually on the ground and we are high alert, and therefore we are even picking any signals at all that is coming to the region. So that in itself tells you that we are up to the job and we are on high alert. And therefore, the criminals hearing this should know that we know where they are, if there are any. We are not going to allow them to civilize the region and also the country at large.
So beyond asking citizens to report, what does high alert mean? Well,
all our security agencies are on high alert.
What does that mean,
That's
Mr. Minister?
all what I can say. I've already told you that I'm not ready to discuss what we're doing here concerning that to you, because we'll be giving away all our plans to the enemy, and I'm not ready to give you the details of what we're doing. We are on high alert, and that alone tells you what we're doing here. But I'm not ready to discuss any detailed security matters on the phone.
Many thanks for joining us, Stephen Yakubu. He's Upper East Regional Minister. We stay with security because the Ghana Police Service has announced a 20,000 Ghana cedi reward for anyone who provides information leading to the arrest of the bullion van robbers. On Monday, one police officer was shot dead and left another bystander who sustained bullet wounds currently battling for his life in a hospital after a group of robbers attacked a bullion van at the timber market in Accra. The police has since intensified the search for the perpetrators of the horrendous daylight robbery, which has left residents and the police force in shock. The police has since the incident also met with the Bank of Ghana to fashion out ways to improve on security of bullion van operations across the country. Director of Public Affairs Sheila Kese Abaye Bachman says whoever provides relevant information on the whereabouts of the perpetrators of the Monday attack will be rewarded.
The police continue to encourage the public to be on the lookout for the perpetrators of the heinous crime that occurred at Jamestown, Accra. The Inspector General of Police has announced a reward of 20,000 Ghana cedis to any person who gives credible information to police for the arrest of the perpetrators. And in this regard, we assure informants of the utmost protection of their identities.
You're live on JoyNews desk. Remember, the numbers to call if you have any information are 191 or 18555. Now, a security expert has stated that the unfolding situation is a call to action by the Ghana Police Service. Speaking on PM Express, Adam Bona said the lack of intelligence on suspects in the several recorded cases of robbery and murder puts the police in a wild goose chase.
This was happening in Kumasi, in Dichemso. A gentleman had the wife shot in front of him and killed.
Yeah.
We are not talking about that. We have had robbery incidents in Paga, we've had them in Kumasi, we've had them all over the country. Mine is that so long as we don't have intelligence on who these people are, Evans, we are fighting a losing battle. And for the first time in the history of the Ghana Police, I have been asking, maybe you can ask the IGP, he's my friend, but we haven't, do we have a wanted people's list? Okay, if you ask Peter Namfuri, he's still alive. we having from Putanamfuri to Appear to all of them are still alive. If you ask any of them, they will tell you in their time who the crime campaigns were, and they were looking for them. As we speak today, ask the IGP and his people, do we have the likes of the Colombian, Atayi, and all these people? Because this looks more like an organized crime. And for your information, yesterday, I am told that when the homicide unit got there, they collected 20 spent AK-47 shells.
20?
20.
Wow.
Not less than 20 spent AK-47 shells were found at that scene alone. If you understand what I'm saying, it means that this looks more like an organized crime. You don't fight organized crime with buttons and all, giving, flowery speeches. Let's see more action.
Now, criminologist and crime researcher Dr. Jones Opokuwari says the police service must study the new pattern of crime and find an antidote if the nation can make any headway in fighting them.
Access. Why are the criminals preferring to carry out their activities on the streets as opposed to the homes where it used to be? If you check many of these crimes as they have happened, especially those that have been happening in recent time on the street, the robbers have almost achieved about 100% success rate in terms of their operation, because they are able to obtain and to be able to do whatever they want to do and get away without anybody being able to stop them. So in terms of the choice of locations and where these things are happening now, and now the police must become more aware that as opposed to the olden days where these criminals would prefer to attack people within their homes, now the homes used to provide some kind of obstacles for them. But now the street is giving them a lot of shield. And once it gives them a lot of shield, what it means is that they will be able to carry out the activity without anybody stopping them. So for me, this is what the police will be looking at. And this is how the analysis of the patterns of the crime as we have them now should be. And that is why we have what is happening. Based on the fact that they happen on the streets, the fact that when it happens, a lot of people come around, and come and surround the crime scene. Trust me, a lot of the evidences are contaminated. And for me, in terms of evidence and data collection, and also for tracing the events, it makes it very difficult for the police to be able to carry out any meaningful criminal analysis on the scene.
He also called on the police to release video footage to get citizens to assist in arresting the culprits of the crime.
Once cameras, the images are released, it helps the public to be able to provide the information that the police would need. And I give certain lists to the police and also to the public. Okay, so for me, it is not good. It doesn't speak well of the police that as of now, these images have not even been produced to the public, for the public to assess. Because you see, the public are stakeholders in crime management and also in crime control. Because it is the public that gets a lot of information. They give leads. So if these CCTVs are there, and we can actually procure them, why is it that the police are not releasing them for the public to be able to make input on them and to help them to lead to those guys who did that? So for me, it is very important the police should be able to release these footages by now.
You're live on JoyNews Desk with me, Daniel Daze. Now, the entire community of Asankragua in the Amenfi West District of the Western Region is currently in a state of despair following a fire outbreak which destroyed several property. The fire outbreak happened on Tuesday evening at one of the busiest markets in the area. According to eyewitnesses, the fire started from an unknown source.
A man for pure water, some of them study book, a Jenny, and a Jana Coffo. It's the idea you want a boy, I may be added. Not Jana Coffo, Jana Pamica say, and Coffo of a Yasa, and then I did Yasha. Oh, then of course, so I'm crossing the only white. I only first one who's from Muswasa. Now, from Musaka said, by your mother, and they got a Muslim study. It's got water much on the sign and start pure waters. I had the bush, Janison. Just any young man, Uncle Johnny, come and for sauce away now. Uncle Hanson got what. It is the Abanadi, only now and can you. Now that's for the bottom of my idea. And your man had it, but I don't want to took a crab. I got a mutu game watch on. I went to know Johnny Canning. I won't be able to do it. I want to go back. It's over the video can crash down to the channel. The other was a pure time. I want any share. Everything I know in my mouth of other 1 year. I want to know what kind of the Amazon is go. I want you to do a pipe when you do, maybe I'm going to do it. Which I can get to the 7 years. You know, it's almost your sign. And ensure signs that say, well, in fact, they are short too. If you don't have the SO, police for you, I didn't have why I say, almost to me, countries are almost compared to the
Now, we'll speak to Natalia Kwanzaa in a moment, but before that, the persons you just heard said that the fire service operators took a while to arrive at the scene of the incident, and when they got there, their fire attendants did not have water. So they left to go and get water and come back and fight the fire. But in the meantime, the residents used water from the gutter to try and quench the fire. When that was insufficient, they had to resort to using sachet water to fight the fire. They are very frustrated that this was the case, that the fire service tenders could arrive at the scene with no available water. Let's get some more details on this story. Natalia Kwanzaa has joined us. Ina, what's the fire service's own account on the cause of the fire?
Well, Daniel, they have refused to say a word to it. Our sources on the ground have been to their office this morning, and they have refused to speak on this. All they say is that they are still gathering their own information, and then when they are done, they will speak to the media. Until then, they are not ready to say a word to that effect.
Is there any contrary accounts whatsoever to this story that the residents say, saying that there was no water when the fire tenders arrived?
Well, Daniel, this happened in the evening. You know, as a geographer, is the best bar. But from colleague journalists on the ground, whom I have personally spoken to, they confirmed that indeed the fire service came there, but they didn't have enough water. So after some few minutes, they ran out of water, and then they said they were going to bring water. And by the time they came to salvage the situation, the 4 stores have lost everything. It was all burnt into ashes.
Now, Ina, I'm seeing in the visuals that you provided some excavators pouring some earth onto, or some sand onto the fire. Who are those who provided that equipment?
Yeah, so according to sources, these are excavators within the community. They are not able to tell where they are from, but you and I know that as in Kogwa, and it has been in the news for some time now when it comes to illegal mining. That's not to say that it is from an illegal miner, but the source to that excavator has not been said. But what we know is that if the excavator was used to carry sand into the fire at that time. Okay,
to sort of quench the flames.
Sure.
Right, and Natalia, thank you very much for bringing us those updates. You're live on Joy News Desk with me, Daniel Daze. Let's take you live to the Information Ministry, where the Health Minister is addressing the press on the latest regarding the acquisition of COVID vaccines.